I think Drake just crossed that line you don't uncross. This lawsuit ain't about making peace anymore. It's about destruction. And the way he's moving now, it's got everybody from industry suits to YouTubers shook. But here's the thing. The paperwork just dropped, and buried in those pages is a game plan so wild, you might start looking at Drake different forever. See, when this case first popped off, Drake was still in PR mode, smiling for the cameras, trying to make sure nobody thought he was out here trying to ruin hip-hop or get back at Kendrick for that battle. But now, nah, those days are done. The new court filings just dropped, and bruh, buried in those pages is a game plan so cold, so calculated, you might start looking at Drake different forever. I'm talking witness lists longer than a CVS receipt, subpoenas flying across the world, and shots at people you would never think would get pulled into this war. And once you hear who and what Drake's targeting now, you're gonna realize this ain't business, this is personal. When this lawsuit first hit, Drake was still playing a nice guy game, smiling in interviews, making sure folks didn't think he was some bitter rapper suing a whole label just cause Kendrick won a battle. His team even dropped that official statement saying, nah, this ain't about Kendrick. This is about UMG using shady tactics to push Not Like Us and smear his name. But now, forget that. That Drake is gone. The man we're seeing today, he don't care if you think he's petty, bitter, or the villain in this story.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
He's in that I want blood phase. He's looking at anyone he feels played a part in his loss. And instead of repairing the image, he's ready to burn it down. And trust me, the paperwork proves it. The tone's different, the targets are different, and the patience gone. Drake's not asking for respect anymore. He's demanding payback. And the way he's about to go about it, let's just say some people's phones are about to ring that never thought they'd hear from Drake's lawyers. So boom, the first big sign Drake's done playing nice, this witness list. My man didn't just jot down a couple names. Nah, Drake's lawyers pulled out the infinity scroll. 63 potential witnesses. 63, bruh. You know how crazy that is? That's not a list. That's a damn festival lineup. And it ain't just the usual suspects. We're talking Spotify, Sirius XM, Twitch, hell, Napster's on there. Pages and pages of names, and it just keeps going. Drake's not trying to settle this quiet. He's building a case that touches every corner of the music and media world. Like he's saying, if you stood next to my enemy, you're now my problem.
Legal action against Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us continues. According to reports, Drake's legal team has listed 63 potential witnesses. 63 in its initial disclosure filing regarding the defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group. And it's literally like he has everyone from like Spotify to Sirius XM to Twitch. Like, bro, it's 63.
No, it's everybody.
Like, where I saw the pages, I was like, oh, it just keeps going and going and going.
No, they're going after everybody.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was definitely looking for Ebro's name on the list.
Why y'all was looking for me?
Because, because you.
Wait, what?
Because you're you, Ebro. Why wouldn't you be on the,
Why would I be?
Listen,
Yo, but they got like, real talk, Napsters on it.
Yeah.
D's are Napster. Like, it's
The
literally
National
anyone that
Football
had,
League.
anybody that featured the song Not Like Us in any way, shape, or form, it feels like is on there.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But I think this is
Football
specific.
League. Ebro, you watch football? Yep, that's you. Instagram is on there. Ebro, you post a lot?
Yo,
That's
look-
you.
And wait till you see who else is on his radar. It gets even messier from here. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Drake's got his sights on one dude in particular, Kojo Asamoah. If you don't know, Kojo's not just some random name. He's a Kendrick Lamar associate, used to handle marketing for him, and now he's an exec over at Interscope. But his resume, let's just say it ain't exactly clean. We're talking past indictments for fraud, and not little scammer fraud either. $100 million fraud charges, plus burglary, arson, Man's rap sheet looked like a Netflix crime doc. But in the music game, Kojo's got a reputation for one thing: stream farming. He knows how to juice those numbers, get you in the algorithm, flood your track with bots so it looks like the whole world's bumping your record. Not saying he did that for Kendrick, no proof, but that's the skill set. That's the lane he's known for. And Drake clearly thinks this dude played a major role in Kendrick winning that battle. So major, he literally name dropped him in Family Matters.
Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none.
Which means this ain't just legal strat. This is personal shots wrapped up in a lawsuit. Drake didn't just have Kojo Menne Asamoah's name sitting in a dusty court filing. Nah, he already threw shots at him in the music. If you go back to Family Matters, there's a bar where Drake drops a line that had folks scratching their heads at the time. Turns out it was a direct wink at Kojo. See, Kojo's marketing company is called Nowhere to Hide LLC. That's not exactly a name the average fan would catch. It's one of those inside references only Kendrick's circle would recognize. But Drake slid it in there basically saying, I know your little secret. And he wasn't subtle. He even phrased it so that Kendrick's camp knew exactly who he was talking about. Most fans didn't get it in real time, but when you replay that disc with this info in mind, you hear it different. You realize Drake was taking aim at the behind the scenes guy he thinks helped tilt the battle. That's why this ain't just about UMG in court. It's about putting Kojo's name in lights, the kind you can't hide from. Now here's where Drake's persistence turns into a whole side mission. He's been trying to get Kojo served for months, and Kojo been moving like he's in witness protection. They even chase leads all the way to Ghana, bruh. Problem is they can never pin him down in person. So Drake's team said, bet we'll hit him in the inbox. Yup, they subpoenaed him by email. That's wild. Court docs show they sent it to multiple addresses, including his company domain and even a Gmail tied to DJ Vinyl Productions. Legally, that's a gamble. Kojo could just pop up later like, yeah, I don't use that email anymore. But the judge had already approved alternative service, which means they can hit you digitally if you duck in real life service. Bottom line, Drake wasn't letting this man stay in the shadows.
You're gonna learn today.
Even if he had to send the paperwork with a little sent from my iPhone at the bottom, Kojo was gonna get that subpoena. Now this is where a lot of folks started side-eyeing Drake, cause yeah, Kojo might have a shady past, but right now, he's basically a marketing guy. Dude's feeding his family, running campaigns, doing his little digital hustle. Even if Kojo did boost streams for Not Like Us, some people feel like, yo, that's his job. That's what marketing teams do. And Drake going after him personally, pulling him into a $1 billion war between superstars, for some it feels like overkill. I've even seen people call it snitching, like Drake's dragging someone into court who wasn't out here dissing him, just working behind the scene. And yeah, that's a stretch, but I get why folks feel like it's unnecessary smoke. Then again, we're talking billions on the line in this lawsuit. If I'm Drake, maybe I don't care whose life gets flipped upside down. The old "it's just business" line starts making sense when that many zeros are involved. Still, if you thought this was as far as he go, nah, the next move shows Drake's ready to take it even further. All right, so now Drake's not just aiming at execs and marketing guys. He's stepping into a whole new lane, coming for YouTubers. One of the filings straight up calls out the NFR Podcast. He's asking for every document, email, DM, carrier pigeon, whatever, showing payments from a guy named Ramon Alvarez Mikel to Nayal for pushing pro-Kendrick narratives and planting positive Kendrick comments in their social. Translation: Drake thinks somebody was sliding them cash to gas up Kendrick and trash him. And just to make it messier, right after this filing dropped, Nayal's main Twitter page with a huge following got suspended. Now, nobody's saying Drake pulled the plug, no proof, but the timing, bruh, it's like dropping a match right after a gas leak, and people are split. Some say Nayal's biased. They lean Kendrick when they talk battle, but they've also posted about Drake's music. They're not out here doing hit pieces every week.
Drake versus Kendrick, song for song. Let's see who wins by the end of 10 rounds. We're starting off with Luther versus Slime You Out. Both featuring SZA.
I prefer Slime You Out. I'm not going to lie to you.
1-0 Drake. Next up, we have Humble versus God's Plan.
I'm not a big fan of God's Plan. I'm going Humble.
All right, so it's 1-1. Next up, Element by Kendrick versus Energy by Drake.
Oh. I'm going to be going with Element. I'm going Element.
All right, you got 2-1 Kendrick. Next up, two intros. Whacked Out Murals versus Champagne Poetry.
Champagne Poetry.
Wow, okay.
Champagne Poetry.
That's crazy. 2-2. Next up, we have Pride versus Jungle.
You gotta go Pride.
You gotta go Pride, okay.
Go Pride,
That's 3-2 Kendrick. Next up, Backseat Freestyle by Kendrick versus Chicago Freestyle by Drake. Yeah, I know. I wanted to do this to you. I wanted to give you fucking tough ones.
All across the Backseat Freestyle.
Backseat, yeah.
What am I doing
Okay, 4-2 for Kendrick. Next up, we have N95 versus Jimmy Cooks. 2 songs from 2022.
Jimmy Cooks, for sure.
Jimmy Cooks?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going Jimmy Cooks on
W
that
there. 4-3 for Kendrick. Next up, we have Mad City versus Know Yourself. Bro. It's not Mad City. No?
Yeah, but why are you bringing the GKMC stuff
Okay,
up, bro?
what are you doing?
Okay, we're going Mad City.
Mad City.
Okay.
5-3 Kendrick. Next up, 6:16 LA versus 6 p.m. in New York.
6 p.m. in New York.
Okay, that's 5-4. Next up, are we going to go to a bonus round? ADHD versus Headlines. What are you taking? Look at
I gotta go Headlines, bro.
Wow, 5-5.
I gotta go
Okay,
Headlines.
the last round. It's 2 more R&B centric songs you could say. Love versus Teenage Fever. What are you taking? What are you taking here? To win it all.
I feel like the production's better on Teenage Fever. I think Drake's performance on Teenage Fever is a lot better. Yeah, I'm going, listen, forget
Still, Drake lumped them into the "you're part of the problem" bucket, which means if you thought being a content creator kept you out of this war, nope, not anymore. And Drake didn't stop at NFR, nah. Next on the hit list, a YouTuber named Screwface. This dude went crazy during the battle. His Not Like Us reaction alone did like 4 million views, and his other Kendrick diss reactions put 1 mil each. That's influence. And Drake, he's convinced Screwface wasn't just reacting for clicks. He thinks Kendrick's camp actually paid him. Now, I'll keep it real. I'm not Screwface's biggest fan. Man's got a rep for switching sides when it benefits him. 1 minute he's paying to meet No Jumper hosts. The next he's dissing them after the Kendrick wave brought him a new fan base. Same with academics. Used to ride for him, now he's against him. That's grifter behavior if you ask me. But here's the thing, just because he's a clout chaser, don't mean he got a check from Kendrick. During that battle, the algorithm was printing money for anybody reacting to those songs. You didn't need to be paid. The views themselves were the bag. So yeah, I think Drake's reaching on this one. And even though I don't mess with Screwface heavy, going after YouTubers' freedom to make content,
hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's a slippery slope. Once you start that, you're not just fighting Kendrick, you're fighting the whole internet. Look, I don't care if a YouTuber's biased, corny, or flip-flopping every week. Once you start dragging creators into court over their opinions or reactions, that's out of pocket. YouTube's a wild west. People react, people pick side, people troll. That's the game. And yeah, some channels lean one way because it keeps their audience happy, but trying to legally choke that out, nah, that's a different type of control. I've seen artists clap back at media before, but this, Drake's literally making content bias part of $1 billion lawsuit. If this becomes a trend, what's next? Serving subpoenas to Twitter users who posted the wrong meme?
Are you stupid or something?
Even if you win in court, you lose in the culture when you look like you're punching down. And that's what this feels like. A billionaire throwing haymakers at dudes in their bedrooms with a ring light. Now this right here, this is where even some Drake fans started saying, aight bro, that's too far. In one of the filings, Drake's team is demanding all documents and communications about any allegations of domestic violence, violence against women, or here's the eyebrow raiser, other forms of violence tied to Kendrick Lamar. The domestic violence part, I get why it's there. That could connect to the counterclaim strategy, especially since Kendrick could hit Drake with a defamation suit over certain lyrics. But when you tack on other forms of violence, that's when it starts looking like a fishing expedition. Like you're not just defending yourself anymore. You're digging for anything that could bury the man. And bruh, we're talking about a rap battle that turned into a court battle. Now it's feeling like an episode of Law and Order Hip Hop Unit. Drake's out here trying to find out where the bodies are buried, figuratively or literally, and that's got a lot of people uncomfortable. Even some of his own supporters are saying, this ain't it. See, here's the part that really makes me pause. That little phrase, other forms of violence.
What do you mean by that?
You didn't accuse Kendrick of shooting anyone during the battle. You didn't accuse him of running up on anybody's block. So why are you suddenly asking for dirt on any violent act he's ever been tied to? That's not lawsuit strategy. That's op behavior. You're basically telling the court, hey, if he's ever slapped a dude in high school, I want to know about it. And yeah, I get it. The lawyers are thinking, if we can prove a pattern, we can win. But at some point, this stops being about winning a case and starts looking like you're trying to lock a man up for life, even if Kendrick did something foul in the past. If it's not connected to this UMG lawsuit, why is it in the paperwork? That's the part that's rubbing a lot of folks wrong. Feels like Drake's playing detective on stuff that ain't even part of the battle. Drake's lawyers decided to throw a Hail Mary. They filed a request for every doc, text, or email about Day Free, Kendrick's longtime collaborator, and his relationship with Kendrick's kids. Let's be real. We all know where that's going.
Y'all know what's going on. And so do I.
They're basically hoping to find anything that could spark doubt about paternity. Like maybe they stumble on some rumor, some old comment, something they can twist into, well, maybe those kids ain't his. The problem? This isn't just weak, it's reckless. There's zero evidence Dave Free's the father of Kendrick's kids. And even Drake knows that lyric was pure battle trash talk. So what's the point of putting this in a $1 billion lawsuit? To me, it looks like fishing for a gotcha moment that probably ain't there. And honestly, if you're worried about Kendrick clapping back with a counterclaim, maybe don't double down on the most obviously false stuff you said. At this point, I'm just sitting back watching like it's a Netflix series. Drake started this thing saying it's about UMG, not Kendrick. Now feels like Kendrick's name is all over the hit list. He's going after execs, marketing dudes, YouTubers, podcasters, anybody he thinks had even a pinky in the pie. And yeah, I get it. When you're talking billions on the table, emotions go out the window. But some of these moves, they're starting to feel less like strategy, more like a personal vendetta. Maybe Drake's team knows something we don't. Maybe there's a bigger picture. But from the outside, it looks like he's throwing every punch he can, hoping one lands hard enough to take Kendrick out legally, since the battle didn't. Either way, this case is already way messier than anyone thought, and the next filings, they might be even ugly. Lesson here, once pride gets involved, there's no such thing as keeping it just business. You can tell yourself you're playing chess, but if you start moving pieces just to hurt somebody, you're playing a whole different game. And in that game, nobody really wins. So what y'all think? Is Drake being smart here or just petty? Speaking of this, you may also want to check the video that just popped up on your screen right now. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.